After 2 years of waiting, Leagues is back. With the next league just around the corner, I wanted to make a quick overview of each area's unlocks to help you choose your path. Let's start in Mistlin, where our adventure begins. We get a few free upgrades, but the most notable one is gonna be the fairy rings. We can use these to travel to the Abyssal Nexus, where the Sire awaits us together with the first big melee weapons, the Whip, Abyssal Dagger and Bludgeon. But they can also bring us to a more peaceful place, the Enchanted Valley, where you might want to go for your rune axe. In Varrock we can find the next two bosses, being Briarfighter and Obor. These can be killed for their respective drops, but are probably won't worth it in the early game. Fossil Island will give us the volcanic mines, Herbivore, the ranged archaeologist and everybody's favorite chore, burr houses. Off to our next area, which we get for free, Verve Island, or how we know it, Corja. We get our first good Slayer master here, Duradel. A good source of food and monkey sandwiches. In the Brimhaven dungeon we can find a variety of monsters and metal dragons, who can drop us the dragon plate legs and the draconic visage. Then the spotlight of Corja has to be the Tsar area, with the obsidian armor, onyx, fire cape and infernal cape. That's it for Corja. No wonder we get this for free. Let's move over to the areas we actually have to unlock, starting with the Fremnik area, where we can get the Nazi helm and the face guard, along with the other Fremnik helmets. We get the Lunar Spellbook and also Kingdom of Miscellanea for that easy Herblore XP. The Dwarven Kingdom of Keldrim, where we can get our POH upgrades and the Blast Furnace. Along with that, we can plan a trip to the Dagon of Kings to become the Lord of the Rings and also get a nice red axe. Another big upgrade is gonna be Dragon Slayer 2, and with that quest comes Vorkath and its respective drops. Another boss unlock is the Big Muffin and the Venator Bow. And if you go for the combo with the Desert, you can also upgrade your Ancient Staff to the Ancient Scepter and unlock the Duke to get yourself the finest and coolest pet. Next up, the Land of the White Knights, and probably one of the most chosen area, Ascania. Before we go to the obvious and big content, let's look at what this area has to offer. The Motherlode Mine and 2 guilds, the Crafting and Mining Guild. We can use the Mining Guild to get ourselves some amethyst ammunition and the Crafting Guild for an easy teleport to a bank. There is also a gem store which can help you get easy crafting XP if the rumors are correct that you can buy a full inventory with one click. Then we have Pest Control for the Void Knight armor, and if you choose Kendrin as a combo, you can get it to Elite Void as well, as get Piety, the Dwarven Cannon, and you will need it to make the Zamorakian Hesta and possibly the Dragon Hunter lance with Zaya. There's also Hagrid's pet that is protecting the stones to get ourselves the upgraded boots. Looking at another combo is gonna be the Desert for the Eternal boots and unlocking the Whisperer, so you can get yourself the ring upgrade and Verdus robes. Then going to Berthope, we can get the Rogue's outfit and the Graceful set, and a more notable upgrade inside the Warriors Guild for the Dragon Defender. If you're looking to max in leagues, this is also the only way to get the max cape. Then for the big boy, God Wars dungeon. We get the strong upgrades for every combat style inside of here. In the melee side, we get the Dragon Boots, the Zamorakian Spear, the Saradomin Sword and all the God Swords. And of course the best melee armor with Bandos and Torva. Looking at range, we can get the Armadillo Crossbow and the upgraded variant, the Zarite Crossbow. As well as the Zarite Van Braces and the Armadillo Armor, which we will need if we want to upgrade Missouri in the desert. For magic, not as much, but we still get the Staff of the Dead, which gives us a healthy 15% magic damage bonus, as well as a very useful special attack for Saradomin. I can't see a lot of people skipping Ascania as it offers something for every style and a lot of content. Next up, let's go to Kendrin, and this zone is filled with stuff. For example, we can get a nice monkey backpack, get a nice feather helmet, and match it with a nice green outfit, or kill the Panish Queen about 20 times, if you can find a team. But let's look at the positive this area has to offer. We can get the Fighter's Torso, the Dragon Scimitar, and the Tentacle Whip, as well as the Tridents of the Sea from the Kraken boss. Going from one Slayer drop to another, this is gonna have a lot of magic stuff as well. Looking at the Iben Staff, the Warp Scepter, as well as the Smoke Staff. To make magic even better, we can get the Occult and the Tormentor bracelet for an extra 15% damage bonus in magic. For the other Zenyte jewelry, we can get the Anguish, Torture and Ring of Suffering. And the Ballista, which can be pretty strong if we can get faster attack speeds in this league. You can also try your luck at Mithril Dragons, for the hope of achieving the Dragon Full Helm, or just AFK your time at Barbarian Fishing. There has also just been an update that we get Piety and Kendrin alone. We can also visit the Myth Guild, but only if we choose Fremennik as a combo. Kendrin is looking like a pretty strong pick for your magic setups. Next up is Tanwin, the area of the elves and rabbits. Main unlock we get is Privdinis, where we can kill Hunluf to become like Legolas and shoot bow. Or if you get spooned and manage to get a second enhanced seed before the armor, you can get yourself a blade. Just be careful of all the shards you will need to corrupt these weapons or repair your armor. Hopefully they got a solution to this. But who am I kidding, it will probably be a task to corrupt both of them. We also get the Crystal Halberd if we went for the combo with Kendrin, and also get a nice tank shield in the form of the Crystal Shield. Then we get Zalcana, which is very useful for supplies and possibly the crystal tools, but keep in mind you will need the respective dragon variants to be able to make it. We can also get dragon armor, well, the less popular one at least. There's also the fishing spot that will never move. Inside of Priv there's also a Slayer cave where we can kill Dark Beast and Curesks. Going further south we can kill Zora for an Onyx, Blowpipe, Magic Fang and Serpentine Visage. It seems like a very strong area if you want to go the range route, since the Bofa is gonna be pretty easy to obtain I reckon. Next up, let's look at the Wilderness. First of all we get Wildy Slayer and the Lavenskis for the juicy dopamine rush. With increased superiors and guaranteed drop, these will be fun to get the Dagon High rope set. Then we have the Revenants, and with the upgraded drop rates, Rev weapons should be pretty common to get, which you can then use to kill everything in the Wilderness a lot easier and quicker. We can also get Dragon Boots, Whips, Dragon Chain Bodies, Dust Battle Staff and all the money from Necreals. We can visit the Wilderness Altar for some insane prayer XP or go to the Chaos Temple to kill the Elder Chaos Druids. We get Black Chins and the Wilderness Resource Area and Wilderness Agility course for some skilling options. And then the main stuff. Get yourself the best in slot Magic Gate with Mage Arena 2 or go visit some of the Wilderness bosses. We get 3 bosses that can drop a star for the Malediction or the Odeon Ward to have a nice magic and range shield. The Chaos Elemental and the King Black Dragon for a bat or a Dragon Pickaxe. And then for the 6 main bosses to get the Wilderness Rings and the Void Waker for some insane spec potential and upgraded Revenant weapons. Hopefully you can find a world for these, or maybe they made the smaller variants instanced. Let's hope at least. And then the final boss we can kill is the Corporal Beast for one of the Spirit Shields. Mauritania, home of the vampires and werewolves, and boy what an area. And let's jump straight into it. We get the 6 Barrows brothers to sort us out in armor and some weapons. To make the armor even better, we can get the Amulet of the Damned at the Shades of Morton. Just next to the Shades of Morton, we can get into the Haunted Mines and get ourselves a Salve Amulet. We get the Pirate questline, and with that comes the Black Mask, which can be huge for Slayer, which you can then use in the Mauritania Slayer Tower, which gives us the Grotesque Guardians. We can visit the City of Darkmire to get our hands on Bloodshots and the Blood Fury, or make our way to the Helot Sepulchre for the Ring of Endurance, which is gonna be useless in leagues. But what about the Nightmare? It's a perfect opportunity to learn this boss and get yourself Inquisitor for the best in slot crush bonus, or the Nightmare Staff and the Orbs for some magic potential. Going to the big boy, Theater of Blood and Hard Mode Theater of Blood, with the last league which had a 1 in 3 drop chance with the final tier relic, so drops are gonna fly in. We can get the Scythe, Sanguinesti Staff, Rapier or the Tank Armor Justicia. If you went for Ascania as a combo, you can also make yourself the Avernic Defender. We get some strong melee and magic options, but it really lacks a range alternative. An area that doesn't miss range is gonna be Zaya, and let's switch it up and start with the big ticket items. The Twisted Bow, Ancestral, Dragon Hunter Crossbow, Claws, Elder Maul, Prayer Scrolls and all the other Chambers of Xeric unique. You almost forget there's a full league just in Zaya alone. We get the 5 factions and all of them bring something good. With Sajian we get access to the Agility course. Has anybody actually run this one? Shamans for the Dragon Warhammer and Xeric's Talisman and gang meetings. Hosidius with the Farming Guild, Tide Farm, Woodcutting Guild, the Disease-Free Farming Patch and Wines of Zamorak. Arceus, we get the Arceus Spellbook to unlock Thralls and prayer training with Ensouled Heads. A good method of training runecrafting and magic in the library, and also blood and soul runecrafting. Lovakench, we get access to Mining Cards and Blast Mine, not much really. Piscarilius, thieving artifacts and anglerfish, and that's it. Maybe they deserve some love. We also get the best method for fire making with a window tart and a tome of fire to help the fire spells a bit. Fishing and hunter is gonna be sorted with aerial fishing. Have fun getting that golden tench. Slayer is filled in Zea, the catacombs of Koran, which is gonna be very good with ancients or Venerable. We also get the Karum Slayer dungeon, where we can kill worms and drakes, and the Hydra for the Brimstone ring, or the Dragon Hunter lands if you choose Ascania and Kendrin. Just like the Wildy, we can get some keys and loot the Brimstone chest for some extra dopamine. Other than the Hydra, we get a few more bosses with Soragnes for the Cudgel and Scotizo for an easy pet. But also with Desert Treasure 2, we can get the Arclight, the Kodai Wand, and Vardorvis for again Verdus ropes. Maybe this zone can be overwhelming and maybe too much to do, but it offers something for early and late game. And then for the final zone, which really makes a comeback this time around with the desert. For thieving training we are sorted here. We can steal squirks, blackjack until our wrist hate us, or just plunder some pyramid. For agility we can climb the pyramid for some XP and money, or run labs in Polnevich. Mining we can visit the quarry and get all the sand we need, but not sure if this is gonna be worth it without Lunas. Fishing is also covered as we can kill Temporos, and how handy we can get the Tome of Water for infinite water runes for the ice belt. Smithing with the giant foundry is also sorted, and let's see the fun we can have with the giant sword. Also we can smith some darts, which we will want to use in our blowpipe. The Kelphi Queen is also a little bit better this time around, with the dragon pickaxe on the drop table. And now for some less exciting content with Mage Training Arena. At least with the multipliers and points it's a lot more enjoyable, and we can get the Master Wand or the Mage's Book. There's also two stores which have a lot of potential with the Gem Trader and Elimor saying Rune Store, and then the final raid. Tombs of a Masket. This adds a very strong range outfit, which can be upgraded in combination with Ascania, the Fang, a Lightbearer, Aladin's Sword, and Tumican Shadow. It has a lot of potential. With Desert Treasure 2 we get a very good early ring in the form of the Ring of Shadows, and with Fremennik we can get the upgraded rings as well. But the main thing is we unlock the Desert Treasure 2 bosses all around the map, making the other areas a little bit stronger. I hope this video can help you see some of the area's potentials and help you choose your path. On the screen you will see my thoughts on ranking the areas. Thanks for watching and share your thoughts in the comments below.